It's just such a common story in the military where you have this incredible man who has gone through so much and been affected by so much, but is still the man you love, but you are begging him to please talk to someone, get help, and all he's trying to do is he's in survival mode.
Going from basic training to airborne school, then to the Ranger indoctrination program was all just, this isn't a joke anymore, like I actually did this and here we are.
And he looked me in the eye with tears in his eyes and said, that dog literally saved my life. And that touched my heart. I mean, it's just like you can't look at a veteran and see them say that and not be moved by it.
There he is. You ready? Good girl. Oh, look who they. Look who they.
After seeing a few of the veterans receive their dogs and the tears in the audience and the testimonials that have been posted about this dog saved my life, I was this close to suicide, it made me think, oh my gosh, we need to do that.
Sometimes when we play the ball, he'll throw it, I'll throw it, and he'll go get it and bring it back.
Good deal. So if you can start capturing that, he could go to a veteran that maybe needs assistance picking things up off the ground. He goes, he grabs things, he can bring them back. So let's incorporate that. There may be a veteran that needs things brought to him.
Okay.
So whatever they're doing, you may think it's misbehavior, but if you can turn it into a command and capture that, you can put it to use.
As much as we love him, we know he's going to save somebody's life. He is. He's going to make a difference for someone.
I met Brian online. And this was on Match.com before the apps. There was no swiping yet. I thought, you are too young, you are in the military, pass. But he was very persistent and kept messaging me and just said, let me take you out to dinner. So we went out to dinner and I adored him. I mean, we had an amazing time. We laughed. He was cute as could be. So I thought, well, worst case scenario, I'll chew you up and spit you out.
This one we bought without a motor, and we decided to be daring and put a motor out of a newer, bigger vehicle. It's kind of like Frankenstein together. That is ugly. I ended up deploying 8 times. I really thought that, this is something I'm really well suited for. I always had this assumption or impression of myself that you've seen some things and experienced things that most people will never experience, and it seems like I'm taking it in stride, and maybe I'm that person that just needs to be doing this sort of thing in my life. The deployments were really, really difficult.
Each deployment, when he came home, it got harder and harder, and I could see him changing. And there were a few in there, maybe 2, that were particularly difficult, that when he came home, I could tell there had been a massive shift, and what he had experienced over there had impacted him.
I think there are so many veterans that are silently suffering. They feel like there's other people that are way more deserving than them. When these men and women humble themselves and offer to lay down their life for their country, and then they come back altered, they have laid down their life. They've laid down their future by the things that they've experienced.
When veterans come to us for a service dog, they are looking for hope and a way to stop isolating. Most of them have post-traumatic stress and other comorbidities that go along with that from their combat at war.
After separating from active duty and transitioning back into a more, like vanilla lifestyle, that's when it all really started to take a toll.
Having been with Fairway for 6 years now, and having donated to AWI, all of a sudden I just had this epiphany, like, he needs a service dog.
Every week, our application list grows, and we can only do so much. We can only produce as many service dogs teams as we have raisers for, and we have dog breeders saying, hey, I've got 3 dogs. and we can't take them all because we don't have puppy raisers. That's hard because those are 3 more people we could help.
I had a conversation with Nicole, and Nicole just said kind of off the cuff, wouldn't it be neat if Fairway employees would be puppy raisers? Well, I just thought that was just the coolest thing ever. Just think about the narrative. Not only is Fairway providing the dog, but they're pouring love into the dog.
Our puppy raisers are really the foundation of our whole program. They take our baby puppies and raise them and train them in the community so that they are basically bomb-proof battle buddies for our veterans.
When we actually know that these dogs are saving lives, when you actually know that these men and women are facing very hard things that they might not share with anybody else, I think, why not? Why not, invest in the future of a veteran that invested so much for you?
These puppy raisers are changing lives. Our partnership with AWI and Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, we have saved lives.
Raising a puppy for somebody else that needs this dog, it sounds great, but it's really bittersweet. It's, as Leanne would say, the worst, best thing you could ever do. It hurts for a little bit, but once you see that dog doing its job and you see that life transform right in front of your eyes, that's our paycheck. We like to say that inside every service dog beats the heart of a puppy raiser because it is so true.
Harley, come. Yes, good boy. Good boy. Oh, good boy. Harley, sit. Harley, sit. Yes, good. Harley, come. Harley, come.
My real purpose for doing it was to inspire others to do it.
Okay, that's lucky.
Go for a walk, man. Look, I can feel why a veteran would find it so soothing to have someone like Schwartz. He's my service dog now, but he's going to be someone else's soon. And he's going to make a difference in their life just like he's made a difference in mine.
Tony, come on over.
Okay, come on, Schwartz.
So the idea is to have him sit,
Okay.
and then you and I should be able to shake hands
Okay.
and say hello.
Somebody is going to need Wheezy more than I do, and they're going to love her, and she's their reason to get up in the morning, and I can do that. I can give a part of my heart to somebody else.
Now these guys are pretty young, so I'm not expecting anything fancy here. I'm just showing you guys what I would expect from them.
Sit.
Sit.
Good.
Sit. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good to
How
see
are you? I love your puppy.
Thank you. Would you like her name is Wheezy.
Is
She's
it?
a golden doodle.
14 weeks old, and she's training to be a service dog for a veteran.
Really? Can I pet your puppy?
No, she's in training right now, but thank
But
you.
dogs love me.
I know, but she's in training right now. Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay,
Perfect.
let's
Thank
go.
you.
It's worth it to see him make a difference for someone else. I mean, I'm excited about it, actually. Excited to give him to the vet. It's so conflicting. I'm super excited for the vet, and I'm going to be sad at the same time.
I mean, Louise basically jumps right in with, "We want to give your family a dog." And I was almost in shock. I didn't even know how to respond because I was not prepared for that in any way. And she said, they instantly told me about Harley.
Julie and Brian, come on up here.
Come on down.
And they said, "Can you be at an event in Temple, Texas on August 3rd, which was like a week or two away."
Obviously, they didn't really say black and white, but Harley will be coming back to your family in November for placement.
And thank you, Brian, for your service and sacrifice. It's just been an honor to meet them. Just a delightful couple.
And I know we heard from you last night, but she said she was pouring love into Harley so Harley could pour love into you and your family.
Being up on that stage and finding out that we're actually getting Harley was just extremely emotional. So We were obviously an emotional wreck, and we got Harley 2 months later.
I just felt so at peace and trusted Sherry so completely. I mean, I'll never understand how she was able to do what she did because of what I have with Harley. I can't even, the amount of like thanks and gratitude I have for what she did is, I could never communicate to her or to anyone really.
It's not only is it saving a life, which is admirable, but what I see, I look at Brian, I'm so proud of him. He is living a life of abundance, and he is giving back, and he is living full of joy.
The time and the love and the effort and the training that she single-handedly poured into him is the gift that it's completely changed our family.
What I told Custom Canines is I said, well, you may want to get a Custom Canines in every state, because that could be a vision of having Fairway employees raising puppies in every state.
We have the potential of changing a lot of lives and being at the front of this amazing opportunity, and very thankful for those 3 raisers in Texas that they're kind of the first experience of this.
I'd say if you have the capacity to pour your heart and soul into something, that you're going to be able to know that one day you're going to give to someone else to protect them, to possibly save their life. If you have that ability, that you should absolutely do it, because if it wasn't for people doing that, my life would never be what it is today.
I'm trying not to cry, but I feel like I got my husband back. Ultimately, I feel like for the first time in 8 to 10 years, I feel like I'm with the man that I met and fell in love with. And that's all been since we got Harley.